Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. We're going to be building today, just continuing on with the Imperial Shuttle. And if we get done with this, we got 3 bags to go. We'll probably get done with this pretty soon. We'll just pick up another set and start building that. I've ordered, good morning, Brad's Life. How are you? I've ordered some parts for, where'd he go? I ordered some parts for the Imperial Assault Combat Transport, or the Juggernaut from The Mandalorian, because I got a pilot that probably would work for that. So I was just going through the figures that I had and decided, yeah, we'll do that. A couple of the other models that I wanted to do, I don't have figures for, or they are hard to find figures or custom figures, or I want to redesign the sets. So we'll get into it. Let's just switch this over. So I'm in the process also of shopping for a new computer. If you guys have any input, please leave some information in the comments. I'm basically going to be streaming with 2 camera view, obviously, one for the face and one for the build area. Also, the build area may become the design area when I do studio work. So if you have any suggestions on, I'd like to do a PC. I feel like I can get a little more for my money on a PC, and I don't mind working with adding components and tweaking things and stuff. I know more about PCs than I do Macs. So let me know in the comments if you've got any suggestions. I'm just tired of the lag on this, and I'm tired of the encoder overheating and making things kind of jittery when, you know, stuff moves really fast in the camera. With that said, good morning, Kodiak. Let's keep building. So we're on bag 4 of this. And if you missed the last couple, the last stream, we got about that far. Here's the cockpit, which I think is an overblown piece of construction, but it's got all that kind of junk on the bottom that's not in the real set. Here are your 2 minifigures so far. Luke and a shuttle, not a shuttle pilot, but an Imperial officer. Well, actually, no, this one didn't come with that. This one, so far we've only got this one and the actual Imperial pilot that I've stuck on my microfighter. So that's the other figure that comes with this set, is that Imperial pilot. This guy's just he's a Imperial recruitment officer, maybe, or just an Imperial officer. I forget what set he's from. So all right, let's get to bag 4. See, I've grown comfortable using Beth's MacBook Air. And I've worked, my job necessitates that I try to help people who have Macs, even though we say we don't really support Macs because all of our systems run on Microsoft software. So all our server backends are Microsoft. Very few Linux. Even our cloud stuff is Microsoft 365. So we tell people, there are tools that are available that will help your Mac communicate with our Microsoft environment. But in a lot of cases, the instructions on how to make that work are a little much for some people. So I've had to kind of teach myself how to support that, and I just don't like the layout. I would rather stick with Microsoft. So with that said, I'll probably end up buying a PC. It doesn't have to be a tower. It could be another laptop, just as long as it can handle a little. I'm probably not going to be playing a lot of games on it. This is the only thing I'll really be using it for. Maybe making some movies for the YouTube channel. As much as I liked PC gaming, I have a PS5 now, or a PS4, and I don't play a whole lot of games on it. So this will be the only thing I really work on with it. So I don't mind getting kind of a mid-line computer as long as it's got the graphics capability to handle 2 inputs without overworking. And this has worked so far, right? This has not been a bad computer so far. It's just I've noticed lately it seems to be struggling a bit. And I don't know if it's like a storage memory issue or if it's just the OS is older and I don't know. So yeah. So if M.Dot Production sees this later, I did go check out the reaction figures. They're very cool. I will probably end up ordering a lot of those. If you're not aware of them, they are basically action figures that are of the sort of 3 3/4 inch Star Wars style, 4 points of articulation style figures in blister packs that but they are with they come in several, they don't come in several styles from different IPs, like all over the place. Back to the Future, Rancid, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Transformers that aren't transformable, just figures, Chucky, anything that's a figure, anything that's like some sort of property, Evil Dead. It's very cool. There's a lot of them. There's just a ton of them. Like if you just go to the main page and just scroll down, you'll be I didn't get to a bottom page. It was just a lot. So they would make great gifts. I don't think they're very, kind of collectible things, but I think they would make great gifts. Did a dangerous thing this weekend. I ordered some of the Star Wars Black series, super dangerous. Are those figures? I don't know what the Black series is. I'm assuming it's some sort of line of figures for Star Wars. I almost ordered Mos Eisley this weekend. I'm like really close to ordering it. But that's, again, I don't know where I'd put it. I mean, I got space over in this table, but I would have to get rid of everything that's on this table. And I'm taking apart the Night Buzzard and Poe's X-Wing. And after this weekend, I'll probably take apart my classic Space Speeder. So I'll have some room. They're 6-inch action figures, and they are money. They are expensive. Black series, so I'm going to have to go look those up. So Brickanick, off his Discord, and I think off, I don't think it's his Discord, but I mean it's a lot of people go there and he's there, the brick building Discord. And then on his channel and on his Instagram and stuff, he posted a thing about petitioning Twitch to make a Lego building category, because a lot of us are we kind of switch between, do we do makers and crafters, or do we do just chatting, especially ones like this where it's I'm just sitting here talking, or I'll have people on with me, and we're just chatting, but we're not really making anything. It's like, for when I'm building, I guess this could be just chatting, but when I'm designing, is that makers and crafting, and do I have to switch back and forth every time versus just having like a Lego category? So hopefully they'll listen, but we'll see. So these 2 pieces I need for my shuttle, these 1x2 Translite Blues, because I just have the trans medium blue or trans regular blue. That's a pretty nice look back there so far. A little washed out. Sorry for the light. Yeah, this diffused light is great for faces. Not so much for white Lego that's shiny. Yeah, Lego streams on Twitch are hard to find because there is a brick building category. Or a tag. That's the other thing I don't like about Twitch is you can tag your own stuff, but they only offer certain tags, right? So it's not like you just make up any old tag. Like I couldn't put microfighters in there. And you can see how this is getting all jittery and already. Ugh, don't like it. I'm also trying to figure out how to possibly use my phone. I think it's the webcam. I think it's that the webcam is too much for the graphic processor or the CPU. So I thought maybe if I could offload that and have my phone do it, maybe. But I think I ran into this problem before where it wouldn't recognize a cabled USB phone versus like an IP phone, which again, if I had a PC, this would be no problem, but because it's a Mac, it acts a little funky. There are Lego streams out there, and every time I find when I follow them, but they're kind of like mine in that they don't have a whole lot of viewers, and for long stretches people will just sit there not talking and just building or something. So it's kind of hard to get involved because you stumble. It's like going to a party and there's one other person in the room and you're like, well now I have to talk to this person. Yeah, the YouTube, I agree, Brad, the YouTube community is a little... Because YouTube, I feel, is more... I won't say user-friendly or family-friendly, but it's definitely kid-friendly. And it's not automatically geared towards gaming. And I think Twitch is geared towards gaming. It's kind of nice how they got that set up. It's pretty cool. Whereas YouTube's a bit more general. So you can do any kinds of things that you want. And not saying you couldn't do that on Twitch too, but I think their primary focus is people playing games. And to some extent, some makers and stuff, but not a lot. I also feel YouTube's a bit more ubiquitous. Like there's still people who still don't really get Twitch, so they don't go to it as like their first line of finding content. Versus YouTube, it's almost like a search engine. It's like, I want to go find out about car repair or some science news or my subscription to this one show. So it's pretty, just very pleasing shape. Yeah, it does get lost. There's a girl here who I didn't know was a streamer until recently, and she's an Austin streamer, Emma Soros, and she apparently her husband did stop motion years and years ago, like a decade ago, and then left the stream, just kind of abandoned it. So she picked it back up, and now she's just building and chatting, and she has like thousands of subscribers, right? She's been at it for less than a year. But yeah, every time I go on hers, she was on Michaela's stream the other day when they were doing the Texas Tuesdays stream, and it's just so many so much chat going on. Like, she could build and then look up and there's like a page already of chat, and it's like, oh man, that'd be nice because that means you've got a lot of subscribers and whatever, but there's no way you could keep up with that. At that point, I'd probably need to get a moderator or something. Have Beth just monitor the chat while I build. Here, Beth, respond to people. So got that whole side done now. New episode of the podcast will be out tomorrow morning. I have to edit it tonight. We just recorded it last night. Got a little behind in our schedule, mostly because we've had a puppy, and that's taken up a little time. But I'll be working on that today. This episode was a bit rough. It had content that was, I don't like to use the word triggering, but it was definitely something that is not for everyone, maybe a little more sensitive. So there wasn't a whole lot of jokes, but we still tried to keep it light. So I wasn't warned by my lug ambassador, my ambassador, LAN ambassador to our lug, but I was reminded because he was trying to remind himself too that we don't do leaks. And I'm thinking this is regarding the upcoming UCS set that may be coming out, which I assumed was going to be the gunship, but may not be. But I don't know what it is really. Apparently, it's all over Instagram. I've seen it, but I'm not going to talk about it. So if it gets to the point where you're looking for news about that, you're not going to find it here. I'm really only going to be talking about or dealing with stuff that LEGO actually has talked about or put out themselves. So officially. All right, so bag 5. We may get through this real quick. And in this bag, we get another Darth Vader. Yeah, there was a fast bag. Also, I am not talking as much, and I'm trying to get better about talking and building at the same time because I realize sometimes you get distracted. You just end up having a conversation or reading chat or something. So I'm trying to keep with the building. This is going to be a cool Vader because I don't have one with this mask piece on it, right? You can't really see. This is the piece that goes under the neck. And I don't have this print either. Everyone's like, oh, it's the same Vader. It doesn't have the arm prints. Even though at this point they have a Vader with arm prints. Why it wasn't included in this brand new set, je ne sais pas. So, I guess sucks being us, right? Let's see. Now we need head, and it's a white head instead of a gray head. I'll hold him up when he's complete. So, put the pants on. Then the cape. But what we can talk about is the Snyder Cut of Justice League. Has anyone else watched that? And what are your thoughts? So that is really well put together. So here's your Vader figure with the mask. Okay. And then it's pretty seamless. You can't, let's see if it'll get to focus. It should. It's pretty seamless. I'd focus there for a second. It's really well done. It doesn't look like there's a whole separate section there. It's good stuff. He gets a lightsaber. I'm guessing there's probably going to be an extra lightsaber hilt. No, not for him. All right. It was long. I have the arm print Vader from the Bespin duel set from last year. Cool. Yeah, I kind of want to get that one, but again, that's just going to be a hey, I have that set, you know. Luke and Vader together there. And yes, the Snyder Cut was, it didn't feel like it lasted 4 hours. Like, I was enjoying it. I thought there were some parts that I feel like the edit was a little long. Like, they could have trimmed not a ton, maybe 10 minutes off by just shaving some of the scenes off. Like, it lingered on somebody's face just a beat too long. Mostly I noticed on Wonder Woman. Like, every time she was on, they lingered on her a little long. And I'm like, okay, that scene ended like half a heartbeat ago. But overall, I thought it was really, really entertaining. I don't remember hating the first Justice League. I just remember coming out of the theater going, okay, you know, all right, no big. That was whatever. But this, I was like, oh, hell yeah, that was really good. I enjoyed it. And then also, yes, so some parts did drag. I'm not a fan. We're going to talk. I'm going to spoil it for you if you haven't watched it. So mute or come back in a couple minutes. I didn't like, to be honest, I did not like the end with the Joker and the dream sequence thing. Because I know that there was a dream sequence in one of the earlier ones with Batman and the Parademons and Superman. But I'm like, oh, again with this? And the Joker's face is out of focus for the whole time. It felt very artsy. It was okay, I liked when they established things like the Flash's new suit, and I didn't even know if that was Ezra Miller at that point, if that was still him. It looked like a different actor. That wasn't my... What's up, Not Okay? What's up, Michaela? That was my favorite part of the movie. The rest of it was super entertaining, though. I liked it a lot. Also watched the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Oh, this is already not lined up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. This goes down to 3. Okay, what did I miss? So I like Falcon and Winter Soldier too. Is there a longer piece? Yes, there is. Okay, I'm like, gee, women. It's not what I expected, which is kind of cool. Beth asked, she's like, yeah, I don't have any desire to see that. I'm like, okay, well, fair enough. And then I watched it and I'm like, yeah, you're not gonna want to watch it. It's not in your wheelhouse. It's kind of like watching a Gus Grisham, John Grisham, like a Tom Clancy, John Grisham kind of thing. It's very sort of Cold War spy, but a lot of realism to the characters kind of thing so far. And I don't think that's going to be her favorite thing. She liked WandaVision a lot, but I think it's because it was more of a spectacle and it was a bit fun to figure out as you went along, a little mysterious. Falcon Winter Soldier is so far more of a drama, just straight up drama. Oh, really? Come on. Oh, F you with these notifications. I'm gonna get one more, I bet. This is the other reason I don't like Macs. I tried to figure out how to turn those stupid things off, and every time I think I do, they're just rear their effing ugly head again. So, Michaela, what are you streaming this morning? Are you going on right now? If you're going on after, I will try to stop by. I have to edit our podcast after this, so I want to make sure to give myself plenty of time so I'm not doing it at like 9 o'clock at night. Oh, that's clever. It's kind of how I built a lot of the wings and stuff for my super large Vic Viper Corvette class ship a while back. A lot of lift arms and Technic bricks and stuff. So nice to know I'm in good company with design. So I also have a big order coming in with a couple sets. The Winnie the Pooh set, of course. And then, so we'll do a stream with that. And then I got a couple sets that, one of which will be the Instagram giveaway. So if you aren't following me on Instagram, there should be a link at the bottom of the, over here. Or the channel itself has a link to Instagram. You can follow me over there. And then as soon as it comes in, I will be doing a giveaway because we reached 500 followers. I don't think a lot of those followers are necessarily, those were like local friends and stuff to start, but had a few since then that are primarily Lego fans. So we'll do something nice there. How's the giveaway going to work? I'm not sure. I haven't done a giveaway there before. I've done one here, and I don't think it worked great because the person that I selected was kind of like a actual in-life friend. so it felt a little weird, but they were able to give it to their very young son, and I think they appreciated it. They were also Marvel fans, and I think the set was a Marvel set. But they weren't like a regular viewer. I think they've come in a couple times on Facebook. So for the Instagram one, I think what I'm just going to do is say, if you see this post, make sure that you're following and then leave a comment. And then I'll just go through the comments of the post and randomly draw, put it into a random number generator and draw it and notify them. I think that's probably the easiest way to do it. But that way, if they just come in, and I'll make sure to tag it with like giveaway, that way I could end up getting a few more followers. Because I'm sure people search for hashtag giveaway all the time. So that'll work. It won't really reward people who have been there a long time. Necessarily, but if they are following and they see it, and I'll probably give it a week, because I know that Instagram tends to not show things in order, so it might be a while for everybody to see it. But that's my thoughts. So if you got some input on that, definitely let me know. I think with YouTube it's a little weird because you want to reward the people who've already subscribed to you to get you to that point. I think they're missing a step here. Okay, well, it said 3 steps, and then the 3rd step was to put it up in here. So I don't think that's... That's a weird instruction. Right? 1, 2, and then the 3rd step's the same thing. You just put it up underneath there. So... Would I rather be the most talented battle drone or the first or the worst clone? It's a pretty good question. So the worst clone, I mean, off the top of my head that I can already think of in terms of like battle skill and whatever would have been 99. Right? The kind of deformed one that took care of the barracks. I think Echo was probably not a great clone. I think there's probably a ton that got killed early, like right out of the maturation chamber that we'd never heard of, so those were probably not great. But Lort. Oh, Lort. But to be a very talented battle droid, you're not even... I guess you're quasi-sentient because you are aware enough to be able to, you know, take orders and follow some battle plans and stuff like that, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if that means anything if you're just a robot, because you're just a robot at that point. So I don't know, that's a good question. Alright, why is this having such a problem? Goodness gravy. I don't think that answered your question. I guess if I was into self-preservation, probably the most talented droid. But even then, you know, once the war's over and your side lost... Oh, I have to sneeze. Excuse me. You're still going to be decommissioned later. Here's the thing. If you're the most talented droid, there's a book. There was the book that came out. It was the Aftermath series. I think there was a droid that was repurposed by one of the main characters. So you could have a new life as a new crazy battle droid. You think worse clone with random luck, so no instant death. Fair enough. I still think, I mean, there was a lot of stuff that went wrong with the clones after the war, and I don't think I would want to go through. I think I would want the bliss of being an automaton versus the trauma of being a post-war clone. You know, you've got limited lifespan as it is, but then if you were cloned recently after or towards the end of the war, and then you had kind of a long life after, you know, what do? There's a lot of stories where the clones were kind of not treated well. Like, I mean, it was very much like Vietnam vets kind of thing. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to go through that after the fact or not. It's kind of slick little sub-assembly. I don't know, I like that a lot. Especially when you look in on it like that and you can kind of see the vent. Pretty neat. Yeah, the Bad Batch is going to go through that. I am looking forward to that. I'm hoping they do kind of explore some of those themes, because otherwise it's just going to be a show about, hey, the plucky, you know, team of misfits is going to go save the galaxy. And you're like, can we talk about the problems of being, you know, soldiers without a war? Can we talk about that? Alright, so there's that side that we just worked on there. It's very pretty. So yeah, Bad Batch is going to be fun. I think it'll be interesting. I honestly, when that chapter of Season 7 came out, I was not at all on board. Like, I just thought it was... And I think it had something to do with maybe the voice acting. Everything seemed stereotypical. Everything seemed like the dog from The Simpsons that they brought in. I don't want to say Plushie. I forget his name. I have to ask every time. The skateboarding cool dog that was going to replace Itchy and Scratchy or something like that. And it was like... I just felt like that was this. It's like they're all the cool kind of, you know, they're misfits, but they're super cool. There's Hunter, and there's the spy and the strong one. And I think the coolest one is probably, is it Echo or is it Fives that was captured and turned into the intelligence gathering thing for the CIS. Because that was, I think he's one of the cooler characters in that. Unless they do some serious backstory work on some of the other ones, I'm kind of like, eh. But I am looking forward to it, because I just like that style of story and that style of animation. I think they're doing really well with it. That's one thing I think keeping Star Wars afloat, too. I mean, now that the Mandalorian's going, obviously that, but for a while it was just the Clone Wars was the only game in town. Alright, got our nice fuselage sides there. Looking pretty slick. And again, got an extra mask for Vader, which really is only going to work if you've got that specified helmet, because I think otherwise the helmet's too big, so weird that they would include that as an extra piece. Yeah, I watched it once when it came out, and that was it. Oh, for sure, Michaela, that animation style was clunky AF when it first came out. I was not a fan. But then, yeah, they really found their footing, and this is the last bag, by the way. So we will definitely have time to break open one of these other ones. I think maybe just General Grievous's one, because I don't really want to make a big deal about having that one. But yeah, when it first started, I'm like, what is this garbage? And I was, to be fair, I was watching it right as my kids were little, and like a friend of mine and I took them to see the Clone War movie in the theater, and that was a stinker. That was, I mean, we both came out and we were both huge Star Wars fans, and she and I just looked at each other and were like, what did we just watch? You know, what is this new, you know, plucky little Jedi girl, and there was a farting baby Jabba thing, and it was like, ugh. And yeah, the animation was kind of stiff and weird, but then the show came out and we're like, oh yeah, I'm buying into this. It really grew on me. So much so now that I kind of close my eyes and see that as Star Wars a little bit. Ahsoka has become kind of the face of Star Wars. I mean, I know there's the original trilogy and stuff, but I mean, she has really become a fan favorite, and rightfully so. She's a really great character. They wrote her well. Sarah Eckerson is a huge Star Wars fan, so she's really in the program. It's just really well done overall. Poor Attack of the Clones. Oh, that movie was just... blah. I try not to think about that movie too much. That's one of those where you want to watch it because you go through a rewatch and you're like, we're gonna do a Star Wars marathon. We're gonna watch 9 Star Wars movies, or I guess 11, right? And you get to Attack of the Clones and you're like, skip this scene, skip this scene, skip this scene. Most of this, which is unfair, but most of the scenes with Padme and Anakin, skip. Don't care. Just so poorly written. I'm also not I'm a Star Wars apologist for the sequels, but the prequels, I'm like, no, they were objectively just terribly written movies. Some of the scenes were fun. Some of the spaceships and stuff from the worlds and things were fun, but it's just a mess. Hi, Jerry. How's it going? Yeah, we had that discussion why this Vader, it's cool that he's got that half mask, but the fact that they have an arm-printed Vader, why don't they include it in this? It's like, just going forward, you've got this great Darth Vader figure. Just use that for every set from now on. You've crushed it with this one. This one's really good. Yeah, we're gonna go back like 3 years. Okay. I agree. You need a Star Wars fan to play Star Wars characters. Yeah, I mean, I think Ewan McGregor is a Star Wars fan. Like, I think he's super on board with everything he's done so far. I like that his brother is in the RAF and his call sign is like Obi-2 Kenobi or something. Ugh, come on. I'm having the hardest time with these. Technic axles. I would get the final dual set just for the Vader over this set. Yeah, I got this set for the pilot figure because I wanted the pilot. I thought the final dual set was good, but I feel like I didn't have anything. I didn't really need another Darth Vader figure. And the arm print Vader wasn't enough of a reason for me to get that set. But that said, if I ever come across it, I wouldn't say no to it. And yes, Brad, the acting wasn't great in it either. And it's... Yeah, episode 2 was just... it was... The lore behind it was pretty good because you're like, oh, well, that's where that came from. But even then, it was kind of... If you blinked for a couple minutes, you're going to miss like a whole backstory about where the clones came from. And it's a little confusing because everyone's like, oh, Master Cypher Diaz. And you're like, who? And it was like such a big revelation, but nobody had any idea who it was. So it was like, okay. I don't know. I felt like I was watching an episode of like a mystery show, and suddenly the mystery had been solved and everybody looked at each other knowingly and there was a music cue and I'm sitting there going, I don't know what just happened. Yeah, I think it was the Bestman set. I think you can still get it if you can find it, but I think it's expensive now because it has a 40th anniversary sticker. It's got that special Darth Vader. Was it an exclusive set? Was it one of the Target or San Diego or something like that? Oh, I don't like that. Oh, maybe that's all right. Using those rail plates, what those rail plates were meant for, filling in gaps. I love it. The box and the sticker, it drives the price up. It was the canceled Star Wars Celebration set, that's what it was. Yeah, rail plates are good space fillers and greeble makers. How is the volume really up on this? No, that's good. So that's one of those sets that I feel like, aside from the sticker and the great Darth Vader print, I would part out because I don't think it came with any specific like special parts. So I feel like if you really, really wanted that set, that. Bob's your uncle. There's your wing. It goes in those bits. Maybe. When stuff doesn't work as intended on a Lego set, I get really stressed that I did something wrong. Like this. What the F? Yes. Oh, goodness. All right. Very solid wing construction there. Very solid. Click plates to the rescue. Or click hinges to the rescue. So, Michaela, how did you enjoy your trip to Bricks and Minifigs? Was it everything that you wanted out of life? I think I'd like to kind of try to go back there a little more. I was a little sad that we knew a person in our lug that had a shop open for a while that was kind of like that, but it was more of a play area too. You could book it for birthdays, and they had like kind of school programs and things, and they had to close up last year. I think they were going to close up before the pandemic. But this kind of put the nail in the coffin. And I always felt like Bricks and Minifigs was a competitor. But I think it's a franchise, so I'm not really sure if that's a thing. Might go back today. That's cool. I need to go back and look at their minifig selection and see if I can find something on my list. I've just got a list of stuff that I need for micros. And I don't know if their website's got a good list of figures. And to see if they've got any good sets. What I like are some sets that are... I like the idea of getting a set to build that's already been opened. Like, I don't need the box and I don't need the markup of the new thing, but if it's used, like built once and put away, I don't mind getting that. I mean, I obviously like getting new stuff, but I'm okay getting something somebody already opened. Yeah, if you go today, they do have them there, Kodiak. I thought they did. I want to go to the Atlanta Brick Company because that looks like a great place. It looks amazing. But yeah, I can get you a list. It's not a small list, but you can just let me know if you see anything there. I'm not building on camera. Bad streamer. So yeah, I think the lag is because while this is a good webcam, I don't think the two camera system for this Mac and this OBS, or going through OBS and this Mac, it can handle it. It just is too much for it. So I want to find something that can handle that. And that may be nothing more than a fairly decent graphics card on a PC. Don't know. I think anything more than a MacBook Air would probably be fine. But I don't think I want to get another Mac. Oh, they didn't include that step, did they? No, they did. Okay. My bad. Straight to stream jail. Yeah, pretty much. Terrible, terrible person. What are you even doing on here? So I've decided I think I'm going to try to do that brick, Beyond the Brick 30-second ad for your channel kind of thing. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a play off used car salesman. And it's going to be like Ben's Microfighter Emporium. And I'm just going to show like all these microfighters and pretend like they're on a lot. And I'm going to act like one of the crazy... Get down here to Ben's, where we've got, 2015 Honda Luez, whatever. If we can't make you a deal on this car, I'll eat this Lego. You know, that kind of stuff. I think that'd be fun. Although maybe not. Maybe I'll just have them all out and I'll just kind of video them and go, hey, welcome to my channel. This is what I do. I wish I had a better like green screen setup where I could like dress in like a crazy suit and then like have me kind of walking around amongst them, like pointing at them and going like, this is a thing and this, but that's like already way too much production for what I do on the channel anyway. And I realize that this needs to go down a little bit. Put that on, there we go. Oh yeah, stud shooters, I'm not putting those studs on you. Sorry, I don't like you guys anyway. This is just a pain in the butt. There we go. Goodness gracious. All right, so there is your Lambda-class Imperial Shuttle. There's only one way to display it on the ground, and it's with its wings folded. And you can see it on the top camera here with its wings down. It's a very good shape. It looks like the Lambda-class Shuttle. It's got some nice little features like, you know, the tail guns back here. I think, yeah, and so it's got an opening feature here. You can see on the build camera, you push this back a little bit and open it up. And it's got seating room for a couple figures. Looks like you could put maybe 2 figures in there. Yeah, so you can put Vader and Luke in there, and then the pilot in the front. And then that closes. It's held on by like a rubber gasket piece in there, not a rubber band, so that's nice. It won't wear away after a while. The wings are very stable. So this does, and another fellow Texas YouTuber did a review of this set, and it was his assessment's pretty good. It's very swooshable. It's very stable. The only thing I don't like about this ship in particular is like if you want to display it like this, which is very iconic, you do have to get something underneath it. So you have to figure out how to, you know, get a ton of either clear bricks underneath it to hold it up, or a box or a plastic like a plexiglass, thank you for that word, plexiglass stand, like weird Wicked Bricks has those stands. I bet they have one for this. I'm not a big fan of this cockpit, only because of this giant piece of kind of Technic stuff under here. This just looks really unfinished, and like most Star Wars stuff, the underside looks really unfinished. And those are your landing gear, these two little things and this stud, that's your landing gear. It's only really there to hold the ship up, and I get it. So it's just sitting there to make sure that it doesn't hit its bottom. So anyway, that's the ship. Yeah. So, and then the rest of the instructions are where to put stud shooters and stuff. So anyway, the other idea I had about doing a video is to have all the microfighters out for the actual ships that I have, but I don't have many ships put together for Star Wars. I've got the T6 Jedi Shuttle, and I've got, I think that's it. I have Poe's X-Wing, the Night Buzzard, that, and I think that's it. So I couldn't like really do a whole lot of comparing them together. I've got an A-Wing, but anyway, so this is fun. This is good. And I think I'll pop open another set to start. So I'll put this guy aside. I thought I had more than that put together, but now that I'm looking around, I'm like, I guess I don't. I could put some together. Oh, Razor Crest. That was the other one. I could put a Razor Crest and this shuttle, and then I could build the other two real quick, and then the T6. I think that would be enough. Maybe. Possibly. All right. So I'm going to put this guy aside with the figures. Yoink. I've yet to hear back from Lego about my broken Amelia Earhart set. It's kind of a bummer. Usually takes a couple days. Well, what's keeping you from deciding about that, Michaela? I can show you kind of a real-life sized... I will say it's not a bad set. There are things I don't like about it, like these engine intakes. There's no reason they couldn't have done those curved brick, quarter panel curved brick, or quarter curved brick pieces around here to give it a more solid look. This broken up kind of thing is just, I think it's lazy. This is an interesting cockpit. It doesn't flip or anything like that. Considering that this doesn't open in general, you walk through it to get in there. And then there's this opens up and you can kind of store his weapons and everything in there. That's pretty cool. The cockpit's not too bad, but I've seen people kind of mock it a little bit and make it a little more real. Offset that back seat, put in a few more controls, that kind of thing. This is probably one of the most mocked and modded sets I've seen in a great while. I thought this was going to come into play at the end of Season 2 at some point, where there's an escape pod. And it's an escape pod that you can put a person in. And that never panned out. We never saw anything like what happened in the show. So, like, no reason for this to be in the set at all, really. Lego must have talked to Lucasfilm and the group and been like, yeah, this thing's going to happen. This is part of the ship. The other thing I don't like is the sides. This is a very sturdy ship. It's very swooshable. Like, you're not going to break it. The only problem I have is if you hold it right here, these side panels, those side panels break really easily because they're not, see, they just aren't on there very well. See if I can even remember how they go on. So there are some things that I would have done differently. I think they go like that. Anyway, now I don't remember how they go. So yeah, let that weigh into your thinking a little bit. If you want to get it for the figures, that's great. It is good to get a Mando and a baby and a Grogu, but it's the old Mando, his old rusty Beskar. And then I've got the Grogu somewhere else. He's sitting over there. So it's not bad. You know, it's got playability. It's got some features. You can open things up and look at some things. I think you can take these off. Yeah. So, I mean, you can kind of open up the side and do stuff, and people have modded that to include, like, the living spaces and the gun rack and things like that. It's a nice looking ship, but I think it could have had a little more detail on it, a little more love on it. Yeah, so there's that. The landing gear is also atrocious. It's terrible. It's just like these little skis on the bottom. That's fair. You'll just buy my micro build. Hey! I think my micro build is great. Ta-da! Over Navarro. Yeah, I think it works good. It's also the old Mando. I was thinking of putting the new Mando in there, but... Alright, so... I'm just going to go ahead and pop this open for no reason. Start this for the next 20 minutes. Andre, how are you? I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? Yeah, we'll build this and get it kind of out of the way. Finally made it. Partial to microfighters. So am I. I built a whole kind of channel around it. Alright, so this is going to be apparently like 3 bags. I like the look of this ship. This is a good looking ship. I just think we've already had one. I don't know why we needed another one. But I am excited to get a, I don't have a good Grievous figure, and I've got a CIS battleship class or a frigate or a corvette or some cruiser that has him in it. So I got this kind of for the figure. And now that I have the figure, I can part it out and order that one. So I'm double excited about that. No, and I got this for $50. I was not going to pay $80 for it. To be fair, there seems to be a lot of pieces in each bag, and it comes with 3 figures. But that is not worth $80. Plus another Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's like, how many Obi-Wan Kenobis do we need? But it is a cool looking ship. Yeah, $50 is good. I got that Sith TIE Fighter from Michaela for $70. And then I got... Was it then I got the Buzzard, the Night Buzzard for $50 as well. Because I'm like, I'm not paying $80 for these. All of them. Obi for life. while I agree with you, still not for that much money. There's a lot of cash. Especially if you're just like me, you're just like, well, I'm going to put it together once. And then I'm going to take it apart after like a week. So many brick separators. Got good hair though. That's the good hair Obi-Wan. Oh, also it's a good hair Obi-Wan that is not a clone face. So if you're looking to not have those clone faces anymore, this is a good set to get that Obi-Wan. Plus it's a back print too. A lot of them don't have that back print. Yeah, some of it doesn't even last a week. True. So uncivilized. Got his blaster. Somebody asked that the other day. They're like, during the power outage, because I don't know if you recall, but like a month ago, we lost power and water, and the city froze basically. And a friend of mine asked like a week ago, he's like, "What's the most uncivilized thing that you did during that power outage?" And he's thinking like, you know, boiling snow, peeing outside, that kind of stuff. And my answer was, shot a cyborg with a blaster. I thought it was hilarious. I think maybe 2 people got it. This was one of the sets that I got off Facebook Market that was a slight problem in getting. And then, was it this one? No, it was the Night Buzzard that I got off Facebook Market. This one I got off Bricklink, actually. Come on, give me the right side there. I think I found it off Bricklink. Yeah. And they were selling it for 50 or 60. I can't remember. I think maybe 60, which is still better. But yeah, I wasn't about to pony up $80. I found one guy who's like, had it available for 50 or 60 bucks, but then with shipping, like his store automatically added like $20 for shipping. And I'm like, so I could order it from Lego for $80 plus tax, making it like, you know, 86 or something. Or I could buy it from you for 60 and then pay $20 in shipping and still, you know, I think there's a tax if you use PayPal or something, and then it comes out in the wash. So I'm like, nobody's gonna buy this from you if they're gonna spend the same amount of money. It's like, knock $10 off and then you'll get somebody to buy it. It's a nice color combination. I like that. Dark tan, dark orange. How's the puppy?
She's good. I was about to bring her in.
Oh yeah? Who wants to see a puppy?
Who's with you this morning?
Michaela, Kodiak, Brad, I guess Dave. Come here. You want to say hi? You want to say hi to the public?
Squirmy.
She's squirmy. Say hi to the public. Hi, public. I'm here to stomp all over your Legos. I'm so small. I'm so small. What's with the big lights? What's with all the lights? Alright.
Try to give her some more food.
People say hi.
Hi.
I'd never say no to a puppy.
Huh?
What kind of monster would you be if you were going to say no to a puppy?
No.
She's doing well, too. She's sleeping through the night, and it's actually kind of good. She's biting everything in the world.
Yeah. She's definitely got a body scan.
Yeah. Ooh, a lot of pieces being added right here. I feel like this is going to be a pretty quick build. small snoot. So small. Herding mix plus puppy equals danger. Yeah. Well, we don't know really if it's a herding mix or not. We sent off the wisdom panel to see what she is. We think she's a... At first we thought she was a border collie, and then her mom... We don't know what her mom was. We don't know mom or dad, really. I keep getting confused with the other one that we wanted, who was kind of a hound, but she wasn't. So we thought maybe border collie mixed with something else, or a mini Aussie mixed with something else. But then a friend of ours is like Pomeranian, and we're like, oh my goodness. And then Pomeranian Jack Russell, and we're like, wow. And we looked up some pictures of that, and we're like, yeah, that's pretty much it. So just lapdog, I think, is at this point. But we'll see. Going to come back and say Dachshund Great Dane mix, and you're like, oh, that poor mom. Yeah, like Kaylee, we were sure it was something, and then it came back with like all these different ones, like Staffy. We didn't figure Staffy in it at all. We kind of thought Boxer, we kind of thought Lab.
I thought Great Dane.
Yeah, at first we thought Great Dane. That's true. She's very tiny. And then somebody last stream was like, I had a Pomeranian that didn't grow for about 3 months, and then it finally started growing. So she stays pretty tiny, then we'll kind of know. But I think we also get the results back in like a week or two. I don't think an Aussie or a mini Aussie or a border collie would remain this small for this long. I think she would already start. And she's getting bigger, but she's not like getting bigger. Journal of the Scots, how are you? I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? Hope you're having a restful, fantastic Sunday day, wherever you are. We're just doing some Lego building for the next 10 minutes or so. And then I'm gonna go greet a friend who's coming over to see the puppy. And then I'm gonna edit a podcast. So a reminder for new people who don't know, we have a podcast, Beth and I. We talk about a Canadian teen drama called Ready or Not. It's a show from the 90s. It aired on Canadian television. And it's a labor of love. She has seen it. She watched it, I think, semi-originally. Like, it was kind of new when it came out. Obviously not on Canadian television, but on Nickelodeon or Showtime or wherever it came out on. And Showtime, yeah. And so this is a rewatch. This is probably a third rewatch for her, and then my first time seeing it. So Imperial Shuttle's done. We finished it earlier. I'll show this real quick. Imperial Shuttle, very solid. This wing isn't going anywhere, right? The wings, very, very well put together. I don't like the cockpit much. I do like this kind of section, how that opens up. Overall, a pretty good build. It's a little smaller than the most recent one. It's not fragile like the UCS one, so not too bad. So we're just doing Grievous's ship now because I'm killing time, and I wasn't about to do a whole stream about it because it's kind of a weird ship. Off to have hot dogs for lunch. Have a great day. You too, Brad. Thanks for being here. So I think the next stream I'll probably do some more design. I'll do another design stream. Not sure what to do yet. Haven't done a Star Wars ship in a while, so we'll pick a Star Wars ship. I might do one from the High Republic and just base it off the art rendering or the artistic vision of the ship. So there were a couple new ships introduced in the novelizations of the High Republic. I'm debating on whether to buy the shuttle. May 4th decisions. Yes. I think it's okay. I mean, it doesn't have the new. If you've never bought if you've never bought one before, I think it's totally worth it. It's a fairly decent price. The only downsides I've seen are that it doesn't have the good Vader print, the arms. I think it's a good price point. You get a lot of white bricks if you're just going to take it apart afterwards. But I think it's a solid ship. It's got a lot of playability. It's nice and swooshable. If you can get a good stand for it, it looks good on display. But yeah, so several of the High Republic ships, they're never going to see the light of day in terms of toys, I don't think. So I may try to, and some people have already started doing Lego builds of the actual ships. The I don't remember what the Jedi ships are called, but the Republic, the High Republic ships, they have them called long beams. They're kind of frigate ships. Then the Nile have all kinds of ships. They're kind of messy and, you know, custom made and everything. And there's something else called, I wish I could remember all these names. I only read the first book already, but it was a while back. So there's 3 or 4 ships that you could pick from to do that. I think that'd be a neat idea. And obviously, you're just basing it off artistic ideas. Like, unless they make a video game or something, none of these are really going to be official. You don't need the figs. Nobody needs the figs for that. I mean, do you need another shuttle pilot, or another Darth Vader, or another Luke Skywalker? Nobody really needs that, because this is just more of the same figures. So yeah, you would have to be buying it for the ship itself. That's for sure. Why does this look like it's not? Oh, there we go. Okay. It's like, that's not right. But it's a pretty fun build. There's some neat techniques in it. Some downsides, but you know, every Lego, there's very few perfect Lego builds anymore. I would say the A-Wing, the UCS A-Wing, I know it caught a lot of flack, but that was a really good build. I really enjoyed that. What was the other one that I did recently that was a lot of fun? The Medieval Workshop was a lot of fun to build. That was nice. Kind of looking around. The Porsche was fun. That's about it. I mean, you know, kind of your own thing. I typically don't buy medium to large ships, nowhere to display. That's fair. I am like slowly running out of room. Every one of my storage shelves has something on top of it. All of my shelves have stuff on top of it. I'm starting to put stuff in other rooms in the house. Like I got fossils in Nintendo on a hutch. I've got like 4 architecture sets on a shelf in the TV room. I'm about to move some of these cars into the TV room. Yeah, that's a thing. People run out of space. Plus, with nobody coming over to the house, I'm displaying them for me. And I don't really need them to be displayed. I built them. They're fun. I like looking at them. The other thing is you have to dust them. And ugh. Gross, gross, gross. Which X-Wing? The new, the one with General Dodonna and Leia. I was thinking about getting that because the figures are pretty nice in that one. I don't have a General Dodonna. But again, I don't need another... who else was in that? Is it Tatooine Luke that comes in that one? I don't know how many X-Wings I've bought over the years, but I don't know that I need another one. Or want to build another one. It'd be great if they came out with any other ship. But I think they've done most of the ships that they have that are non-canon. They could do the Mantis, the Stingray Mantis from Jedi Fallen Order. They could do a Corvus from Battlefront. They could do an actual Nebulon B and not a MIDI-sized Nebulon B. I mean, there's a lot of things they could do. Luke, Leia, General, and R2. Yeah. Yeah, I would get it for General Dodonna, I think. I'm still might get that one. We'll see. All right. Because I think I have a microfighter that requires General Dodonna, and if I don't, I'm really sad. There is a ship called the Dodonna that I have, and it's like a New Republic ship. But it's not one that was, you know, seen in anything. It was just kind of in the games or the a novelization or something like that. So I'll have to look. I don't think that figure is on my list. But it'd be fun to have. The music selection has been great today. I'm very happy with this. No Transformer sex. Oh, that fits together well. I like that. Yeah, I pieced out my Providence-class ship so I could get Admiral Trench. But I realized that the Admiral Trench figure that I was kind of Frankensteining together just did not look right. And knowing that the Big Kid Bricks version of it is out there for like $150 or whatever, I'm like, ugh, I think I'm going to wait. I could always just put a tactical droid on there or something. But again, I don't think there's a tactical droid figure either. Oh, come on. Oh, this is a little pain in the butt to get in there. What the actual F? What the linear, imaginary, fractal F is this? There we go. Goodness gracious. Wouldn't want to make any more bumblebees. I don't know what that means. I missed something. Like Transformer bumblebees? Very interesting direction here. Oh, this is going to be we're going to shoot some lasers thing. I can already tell. This is the same kind of construction thing they did for the Night Buzzard, where it has a thing you push, right? And it'll push against the little laser things from underneath. A lot of weird extra construction for stuff that I don't really want. But the playability is there, see? Luke. And then there's going to be probably the spring-loaded lasers are up here. They'll sit up here. Likely. Oh, flip that. Oh, really? I'm going to go ahead and put those on. If you do mean Transformer Bumblebees, I don't think I made any Bumblebees. I haven't done any Transformers at all. Oh, there you go. That's through you. All right. Well, it's getting to be that time. It's 11:30, and I think we've got people coming over pretty soon, or a person coming over pretty soon. You know what? I'll finish out this bag and then we'll call it. But yeah, if you are. Just a reminder, if you are interested in TV review podcasts, there's a link to our podcast in the description. This will be episode 7. It's a bit rough of an episode, but I think we did well with it. You can also check out a lot of my... I put up a new microfighter up on Rebrickable. It is the... Oh man. No, I can't think of what it was. Oh, it was the Maison Martinet. Sidon ship, the Crimson Corsair's ship. So that's now on Rebrickable if you'd like to go check it out. And it's free for a while. Eventually it's going to be $1. So save up your money. And then I'm going to put up instructions for the Juggernaut as soon as I get those, because I think that's going to be one that I'm actually going to build here pretty soon. Somebody requested that. Yeah. So yeah, the link to that is also in the description. And again, I'll be running a contest on Instagram. Well, it won't be a contest; it'll be a giveaway. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you could head over there and drop a follow, and we'll be doing it'll just be a little the creator set. It'll be that mech creator set. So you can head over there and follow. And I'll get that going as soon as that set comes in. And I'll probably talk about it on the channel again, because I don't think I'm going to get it pretty soon. Yeah, thanks for being here, Dave. Kodiak. Nice of you to be here. I've just got a few more pieces, so I'm going to try to get these done. It's like I don't like stud shooters, but I still put them together every time. Because I'm a slave to the brick. To be fair, these actually look pretty cool up top. They look like, you know, just top mounted guns or something, so that's not terrible. Nice big piece to put up there. It is a slick looking ship so far. Did Did you build any previous Grievous ships? No, this is the first one. I don't have any Grievous. I never had any Grievous figures or anything. So this is the first one. So I guess it's all right. I feel like I'm all right doing it because. Oh, that's interesting. Way to wedge that one in there. All right. Oh, nice canopy. I love it. That's a slick. That's really cool. All right. Kind of on board with this thing now. I like stuff like that. Did we lose our internet? Too shiny. Skull Asylum Bricks, you here just in time to watch me finish this first bag. And then I'm closing it down. I think Michaela may be starting to stream. So if you guys want, you can head over and watch hers. Check her out on Snot Okay. Just ripping through this. Oh wow, I missed something. I've got extra pieces I shouldn't. These should all be extra. These should not. Let's look real quick. Aha, well there's that one. I love these inverted curved slopes, but man, they're hard to get into place. And there's the other one. Cool. Yeah, that's just nice. You know, just kind of cool. It looks like it doesn't hold in place. So if you're flying around and suddenly you go for a dive, but you know, whatever, it's still cool looking. Maybe it's got something that'll hold it in place once it's back here. We'll see. So okay, that's cool. I will be back Thursday, probably designing some more. So if you guys want to come back Thursday, 8 p.m. Central, we'll be here. And you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.